And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, live from the Cincy Light Studios, right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go visit our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're located in Cheviot, right on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can walk from bar to bar with your drinks, or you can just hang out at Hail Mary's and watch the Crosstown Shootout on Saturday. They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall, not a bad seat in the house. They subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers, so you can stream all the games, and Cincinnati sports, including the Crosstown Shootout, will always be on the video wall. Walk-in cooler is brand new. Draft lines are brand new. And not only do they pour the coldest Cincy Light around, but they do so in 32.8 degree beer frosted glasses. All right, and one more thing, Aaron, as we get closer and closer to the Crosstown Shootout, Ryan Geist will be at the game with the Cincy Light pop-up shop featuring tons of sweet Cincy Light merch, including a very limited edition Cincy Light basketball t-shirt. If you want to grab one, show up early. Also, CincyLight.com. Loads of Cincy Light gear to level up your man cave. And Aaron, I talked about this on the BCJ pod tonight. If you haven't seen that, Dante Corleone, he was outstanding. Go check that out. But everybody bought, they think they're buying a case of Cincy Light. You get like $2 to Cincy Light. If you buy the merch, half of the proceeds go to Cincy Reigns. So yes, the beer helps out, and I know we all contribute incrementally in large because I've heard some of the rough estimate on numbers, and we're doing very good funding Cincy Light funding Cincy Reigns by drinking a lot of Cincy Light, but you can also make a bigger impact getting the gear. All right, that's 2 minutes of ads. Let's get rocking and rolling. This show now on Wednesday nights and Sundays switches over to basketball. We'll still do bowl games with Big 12 teams that are involved. What's that?
Hoops
time. And it is a big one this weekend. So we're going to switch over to basketball on this show. Like I said, we'll do the bowl games, and we'll talk some college football playoff when that happens on this show. But for the most part, we are in hoops mode, and it's a huge weekend in the Big 12. Starting tomorrow night, Iowa State at Iowa, Carver Hawkeye Arena. Iowa State comes in number 3 in the country. Iowa 7-2, 6-0 at home. Iowa State, favored by 6.5. Total 159.5. Rivalry game. It's a rivalry weekend, man. These games are all over the place, but I think you got to feel pretty good about what Iowa State has been putting on the floor so far this year.
The Iowa Corn Cyhawk series is what it's labeled. I would think if you're an Iowa State fan, look, you've experienced some incredible highs both in football and basketball thus far this season, albeit we won't talk about the Big 12 championship for them. You still got a 10-win season, first time in history. Well done.
Yeah.
But I would feel good as well. But to your point, it is a rivalry game. They are 6-0 at home, so anything could happen in this one.
I look for maybe a breakout game here from Taman Lipsey. He has not had a great start to the year. Only averaging 8.6 points a game, shooting 25% from 3. Is up there with 3, just under 4 assists. But Keyshawn Gilbert and Curtis Jones have been outstanding for them. And I have to think Iowa State gets this one done on Thursday, tomorrow night. Where's that? That's on FS1. So if you're looking for that one, I'll be tuned into that one tomorrow night after we do 3 keys for the shootout. We don't normally do 3 keys for basketball shootout. And then look, if they win, maybe we can carry on 3 keys. If they lose, we'll never do it for basketball ever again.
Throw it in the trash.
Friday, just a bye game, South Dakota State at Colorado. Yeah. But let's get to Saturday. The Saturday is where the meat and potatoes are for the Big 12 this week. Cincinnati Xavier crosstown shootout. Aaron, we'll talk about it more tomorrow night, but that ESPN predictor, is it still at 84% Cincinnati?
It's dropped to 81.9.
Okay. That terrifies me. Like I said, we'll get into that tomorrow night. UCF hosting Tulsa at 2:00. You would think UCF should roll there.
The Auto Nation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic.
How about the Hall of Fame rivalry presented by Continental Tire?
Woo.
As number 24 UCLA? They're 8-1. They had that setback against New Mexico early, and I think people kind of forgot about them. Mix got them back in the top 25. They're at number 24. They take on an Arizona team that's 4-4. Game is in Phoenix at the Footprint Center. What? The Footprint Center?
That's what I'm showing as well.
Always a great rivalry for many, many, many decades. One of the best rivalries in college basketball. It is 3:00 on ESPN2. I don't know what to think about this one.
Arizona's been so weird this season. I'm shocked that they are 4-4. But UCLA, they're ranked in the top 25, coming in at 24, 8-1. I again, rivalry games, anything can happen. Nothing surprises me in a rivalry game. Arizona, you want to talk about a team that's desperate for a win right now. Arizona is desperate for a signature win. Yeah. This would give them just that.
UCLA coming off a big upset of Oregon with the last second three. I think I can't pick Arizona here. I got to go with my boy.
ESPN Analytics would disagree with you, and they have Arizona at 60.1.
I'm going to take the Bruins. I might regret it, but it is, look, we kind of need this one as a group in the Big 12. It is, the SEC is lapping the Big 12 in the non-conference portion of the schedule. So
look, last year they did fine, and they went into the tournament as head and shoulders above the rest and floundered in the tournament. Maybe they're just doing the exact opposite here this season, where
the rope-a-dope.
Yeah. See, you're getting what I'm throwing down.
3:15 on ESPN. NC State at Kansas. NC State, the darling of the NCAA tournament last year. They come in at 7-3. Kansas is 7-2. They still look to be right up there with Iowa State at the top of the league. They are playing in Lawrence. They're playing at Allen Fieldhouse. I'm going to go Kansas here.
Yeah, Kansas coming off that loss against Missouri from Sunday. I think that they're going to Bill Self's going to have them firing on all cylinders coming off that loss. There's not a doubt in my mind that Kansas wins this game.
Arizona State at number 9, Florida. This is on SEC Network. It's the Holiday Hoops Giving.
What a name.
Hope they know that Thanksgiving was like a week ago, week and a half. Yeah, like
2 weeks ago.
I don't understand. It's at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. I think this is going to be I think Florida probably wins, but I do think this is an opportunity for Arizona State they've played well so far this season.
8-1.
I know. Yeah, people thought that they were going to be down, one of the worst teams in the conference. They're riding the football wave. Bobby Hurley, the lesser-known brother of national championship coach Danny Hurley.
Unreal.
He's got them playing well. They've got a good core of young talent, including a guy UC fans are familiar with, and Jaden Quaintance, who they recruited pretty heavily out of high school. I think Florida wins. I think Arizona State's got a chance to keep it close.
I'd love to see you talk about games that would just boost the conference. A win against Florida and the SEC would certainly boost the conference.
West Virginia, Bethune-Cookman at 5 on ESPN Plus. West Virginia, interesting because Tucker DeVries, their star player, the son of the coach, is out with an upper body injury. So there's going to be some adjustment there as he's kind of their heavy volume guy that they're leaning on. But Bethune-Cookman is 2-6 and 0-5 away from home. So West Virginia, I know your number one guy is out. Don't lose this game. Utah, go ahead. Sorry.
They started stronger than I think probably most people have anticipated. So yeah, a win here would put them at 8-2 in the non-con, and that'd be sitting pretty going into as they get closer to conference play.
But without your best player,
I get it.
Oof. Radford at Utah, the Madsen twins. In action, Utah 6-2, Radford 9-2, and 3-2 away from home. So it's a bye game. But how about Gabe Madsen? Almost 22 points a game, 42% from three, 88% from the free throw line, 50% from the floor. And Mason Madsen, 11 points a game, and he's shooting 46.2% from three. So the Twins are reunited. They're twinning, the twin powers, playing well for Utah.
Radford is 9-2. Their only win worth mentioning is against Old Dominion. So I don't put a ton into that win-loss. And neither does ESPN at 95.4% for Utah. I think the Madsen twins will walk away laughing.
Bedlam on the basketball court at the Paycor Center in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma, number 13, takes on Oklahoma State, who is 6-2. Unfortunately, I don't think this one's going to go well for the Cowboys. I think Oklahoma wins maybe comfortably here, but you never know, I guess. It's a rivalry game.
Oklahoma State needs something to celebrate because they were completely defeated in the regular season in Big 12 play. In football, this would maybe turn the tides of some of the those who celebrate the Cowboys down in.
And then, finally, BYU's riding some momentum. They land AJ DeBansa, the number one recruit in basketball, and they take on 5-4 Wyoming. Been a little bit of a slower start for BYU. That's a 9:00 game on ESPN Plus. Bedlam's on ESPNU, by the way, at 8 if you're looking for that. I think BYU wins comfortably.
BYU, as we speak right now, is up 78-57 against Fresno State. I don't think that against Wyoming it's going to be any different. It should be just rinse, wash, repeat.
Massive Saturday in college basketball. 11 a.m. on ESPN2. You got Memphis and Clemson at Clemson. Top 25 matchup, top 20 matchup. Texas A&M and Purdue at the Indy Classic. Ohio State and Auburn, Holiday Hoops Giving, the Crosstown Shootout. Wisconsin Butler. Louisville, Kentucky. Number 1 Tennessee taking on Illinois. An interesting one for next week for UC purposes. Marquette taking on Dayton at UD Arena. Gonzaga and UConn, and then Creighton, Alabama. So just an awesome day of college basketball.
Plenty for you hoops junkies out there like yourself.
I mean, it's the first Saturday of no college football. Bowl games haven't started yet. I love when we get to this Saturday and rivalry, out of conference rivalry Saturday, and you just get to do what college football fans got to do for 15 weeks. Now us college basketball junkies get to go 11 a.m. past midnight. I love it. Let's go.
Well, and how nice is it for you that the Crosstown Shootout will be done early as opposed to a 7 o'clock tip, and then you don't get to watch any of it. Instead, you get to watch whatever's left when you get home around 6, 7.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get the second half of Louisville, Kentucky, second half of Tennessee, Illinois. I will. That 7:00 Marquette Dayton game on CBS Sports Network. I'll have my eye on that.
There.
Of course, I'll watch my boy Danny Hurley take on Gonzaga that's at MSG. So that should be a big one. That's at 8:00 on Fox. And then 8:30 is Creighton, Alabama. So there was one other thing. A legislator in the state of Ohio actually presented this with a straight face.
Unreal.
That proposing a bill to make planting a flag at Ohio Stadium a felony. You know what's felonious? That Ohio State team losing to Michigan. Every one of those players should be charged with a felony for losing that game.
It should be a felony that he robbed the taxpayers of the hours he spent drafting this stupid bill to present.
Yeah. You talk about softest fan base in the nation. Soft. Although I will say a lot of them I've seen today are like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You don't, it's very simple. If you don't want your rival to come in and plant the flag, win the game. It's if that school across town wants to plant a flag at midcourt if they win the shootout,
so be it. You won.
We might also be talking about a fight if that happens.
Sure.
You know, if it happens, there's a chance you're going to get punched.
Always.
But a felony? A felony?
I'm doubling down on there should be a what you would have in golf, like a cup where you can plant a flag for these rivalry games. Just remove a piece of the turf and plant the flag in the pin where you would normally plant, like in golf.
The problem is that takes a minute. Like for those guys the hole digger guys, like you got it, and then you got to.
You have one of the guys that's just on staff, like one of the kids who gets the balls and
yeah, but I mean it takes a minute to get the hole and to pop it out.
He should already be there waiting for the flag. The kid who's been catching balls on the sidelines when the play is over and rotating the ball, he should be there already removing the piece.
Does the visiting team have to provide that guy?
If they win, yes.
Well, the home team's not going to plant the flag at their own stadium.
No, they shouldn't.
Right. So
they have flags everywhere.
What about turf? What if it's turf?
That's what I'm saying. There should be built into the turf. Like piece. If it's grass, you just plant the flag and you actually leave it there. You should walk off with the flag still there as you go back into the locker room. It should just be there, waving in the wind.
So, like in a cemetery, like when you go to put flowers, they've got the vase turned upside down. You should give it one of these.
Yeah,
I'm in. I like it.
Mandatory.
Leave
it there when all teams go back in to the locker rooms. It's just there while you're singing your song.
You've had a lot of stupid ideas over the years. This one I like. I like this one. Mandatory flag planting if you win on the road.
Yeah.
Don't lose.
Don't lose.
You don't want to be disrespected? Win the damn game. Don't lose to 7-5 Michigan or whatever the hell they were.
Here comes Ohio State scheduling all FCS opponents.
That's the nightcap. We'll have 3 keys. So we'll come up with something for tomorrow to get you ready for the Crosstown Shootout. It's brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, live from the Cincy Light Studios, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
Impeach that congressman. See ya!